Assalamu alaikum viewers, welcome to my channel. In this video I'll show you the making of a kids cotton frock, and I'm using this fabric. This is cotton fabric for the dress and it is 1.5 meters, and this black fabric is for piping of the fabric, and we will use lining and can 1 meter each, right? So first of all, we'll cut and stitch the skirt, and before that I'll tell you about lining and can. We'll attach them under the skirt. So I have taken two pieces of lining fabric, and it is equal to the width of the lining fabric, whatever is its width, and the length of these two strips is 15 inches. It is 1 inch less than the total length of skirt we need, and the can fabric is equally long. It is 15 inches long, and the width is equal to the width of the fabric. Can fabric is wider than lining fabric, so we'll pleat it down and attach it at the waistline. So we have pleated the can fabric down to the width of lining fabric, and we have made two pieces in the same way for front and back, and we'll join these two pieces at one side and then plait it down to the waist measurement, right? Now for the main skirt, first of all you must know the length of the skirt you want. For example, it is 16 inches in my case. We will add 3 to 4 inches to that measurement, so it becomes 20 inches in my case. So whatever length you want, add 3 to 4 inches to it, and you need fabric double this measurement. So it is 20 inches in my case. I need fabric double this measurement, so I need 40 inches long fabric. So I'll cut the fabric at 40 inches length here. I'll cut it from here. So this is the fabric I cut. It is 40 inches long, as you can see, and the width of the fabric is also 40 inches. So it is equally wide. We need a square piece because we are going to make a circle skirt, full circle skirt. So we'll fold the fabric widthwise and lengthwise then. So you can see this is the closed side. So this is the closed side, and we'll mark from here, right? So first of all, for the waist, whatever is your waist measurement, divide it with 6.25, and whatever value you get, we are supposed to mark for the waist. It is 3.5 in my case, so I'll mark at 3.5 from that corner, right? So I divided my waist measurement, which was 22, by 6.25, and I got 3.5. So I'm marking at 3.5 from that corner for the waist. It's very simple. Now from this corner, we'll add for the full length of the skirt. The full length of skirt we want is 16 inches. We'll add 3.5 to it that we just marked at the top. So it becomes 19.5, and I'm marking at 19.5 from that corner. So when we'll cut the top part, we'll get 16 inches long skirt. So this is the mark and this one. So we cut at both these lines and we got a circle skirt, as you can see here. This will be our waist. So we cut from one side, from here. This would be the center back. Now we need another circle in the small size to be attached at the waist. For that we need a 5-inch long circle, and including seam allowance we need 6-inch long circle, and adding 3.5 inches to it for the waist. It is 9.5, so we'll fold at that point, means we need double the fabric, so it becomes 19 inches. So I have taken 19-inch long and 19-inch wide strip of fabric, and again we'll fold it lengthwise and widthwise like we did before for the main skirt. And now we'll mark from the closed side. For the waist, we'll mark at 3.5 inches because we are going to attach it at the waistline. So the waist measurement would be same as we did for the main skirt. Now I've marked for the waist. Now for the length of this circle, we are going to mark at 9.5 because we need 6-inch long circle, and adding 3.5 to it, it is 9.5, right? So I'm marking at 9.5 from that corner. Now we'll cut at these two lines, and we'll get 6-inch long circle, right? Now we'll cut it open from one side as we did for the main skirt. Now this piece of fabric that we got when we cut the waist, we'll trace it on a cardboard like this. Cut it from here and we'll get this shape. So I've cut the cardboard. Now we get this shape and we'll use it as pattern to make scallops at the bottom of the skirt. So it is a very easy way to make the curve shapes at the bottom. We don't need to mark any measurements on the bottom. So it's very easy. We'll just place it at the bottom of our skirt and trace this pattern like this. And we'll get a scalloped bottom. So this is, I think it's the quickest and the easiest way, but you need to be very precise while tracing the pattern, because it should not be very high at one side and low at the other. It should be even from both sides, right? So we'll simply trace this pattern throughout the bottom of the skirt. So I have traced the pattern throughout the bottom, as you can see. Now we'll cut the fabric from here in the same shape. So I've cut the fabric. It's looking like this. Now we'll do the same for the smaller circle we cut before. So this is the smaller circle, and we'll make the scallops at the bottom using this cardboard as pattern, this one, and place it at the bottom like we did for the main skirt and cut from there. So we have made the same shape at the bottom. As you can see here, it's very simple. And now we'll use piping for these edges for both small and the big circle. And I'm using this black fabric for making the piping. So I have cut the strips of the fabric and 1.5 inches wide, and I folded the both sides and press it very nicely like this, and I got the piping ready. You can get it from the market as well, and you can make it in this way. So we'll attach it at the bottom. So we'll attach the piping as we normally do, but these are curves at the bottom, so we'll just move the fabric in its shape. Don't try to stretch the skirt fabric or the piping, otherwise it will lose its shape, right? So move the fabric wherever it is and add the curve shapes. Like here is the corner, so insert the needle here, lift up the presser foot and rotate the fabric like this. So it's very easy to attach the piping at these scalloped bottoms. So it's very simple. We'll attach the piping at the main skirt and the smaller circle we cut in the same way. So you can see I've attached the piping at the smaller circle we cut. It's looking like this, and the bigger circle, the main skirt, it's looking really very nice. Both are full circles, so we will place the smaller circle on the bigger one like this and join them both at the waistline. Stitch them here. So I have stitched both the circles at the waistline. Now we attached can to the lining in the beginning. Now we'll pleat it down to the waist measurement. Our waist measurement is 22 inches, so I've pleated it down and stitched on machine. Place it under the main skirt and join them both at the waistline. So we have stitched the lining in can to the main skirt at the waistline. Now join the sides together. First of all, stitch all the layers of one side with each other and all the layers of the other side with each other. It will be easy to handle them. Stitch them here. Now I've stitched all the layers of both sides. Now stitch them together and leave a 4 to 5 inch gap at the top. So I have stitched them and left 4 to 5 inch gap at the top. This joint will be the center back, and this opening is for the zip to go in, right? So our skirt is ready, and now we'll cut and stitch the bodies. It's looking like this. For the bodies, I took 2 pieces of fabric. For the front, I took 15 inch wide fabric, and for the back part, I took 16 inch wide fabric. It is 1 inch wider because we got to attach zip at the back part, so we'll need seam allowance, right? Now we'll fold the front and the back part like this and place the front part over the back part in this way that the extra fabric is in the center, right? Now we'll mark for the shoulder first. Marking will start at the front bodies. I'm marking at half of shoulder at 5.5 inches. For the armhole, we mark half of armhole round. I marked at 6 inches and extend these 2 points like this. At this point, we'll mark for the chest. We mark 1/4 of chest. I'm marking at 6 inches and 1 inch is for cutting. Now for the waist, we'll mark 1/4 of waist. I'm marking at 5.5 inches and at 1 inch I marked for the cutting, right? From the cutting mark, we draw the shape of back armhole and then the front armhole. Front armhole is deeper than the back armhole, right? Like this. Now we'll mark for the neckline. For the neck depth and width, I'm taking 2.5 inches. Join these 2 points in a round shape. Now we'll cut at the neckline and the back armhole. Now separate the back part and cut the front armhole. After cutting the front armhole, cut the back part in 2 halves from the center like this. This 1 inch is for the seam allowance. Mark it here. Now cut lining in the same pattern. I've cut the lining for the front and the back, keeping the main bodies as the pattern. Now place the lining on the right side of the fabric. It's on the right side. And stitch at the neckline and the center back. And for the front part, place the lining on the right side and stitch at the neckline only. So I have stitched at the neckline and center back. Now give a few notches at the curves and turn the right side out. And after turning the right side out, give it a very nice press. Pressing is very important while sewing. So I've pressed the bodies, both front and the back. Now place them one above the other, matching the right sides, and open the shoulders like this and stitch at the shoulders. Join the bodies to bodies and lining to lining and stitch here. So I have stitched at the shoulder and keeping this shoulder slope. Now it's looking like this. Press it again at the shoulder like this, opening the seam. Now we'll attach the sleeves, so first we'll get the sleeves ready. For the sleeves, I took 21-inch wide fabric. This is 21-inch wide and it is 5 inches long including seam allowance, and I have taken 2 strips for 2 sleeves. And the width of fabric is more because we are supposed to pleat the fabric down, right? Now fold the strips like this. This one is the armhole and that is the outer part of the sleeve. We'll give a slight curve shape at this part, as you can see here. We won't mark for the armhole. Now cut at this point here. Now open these 2 strips and we'll attach piping at this shape. So we have attached the piping like we did for the skirt. Now fold these 2 strips and mark for the center of the sleeve. Now at this point we don't need this extra fabric. We are supposed to attach the sleeve from this corner, so we will give a shape, slight shape here. We'll cut it like this. You can see here. We won't cut it straight because we need a wider part at the center and less wide at the edges. So we'll cut it in this way. Now we'll attach it to the sleeve. First of all, we'll join the center of the sleeve to the shoulder, right sides together, pin it in place. And we'll pin it only to the main bodies, not to the lining. Now pleat this fabric down to this point and the other part of the sleeve down to this point. We have marked these 2 points at the armhole. It is 3.5 inches down the shoulder from both sides. It is 3.5 inches down from this side as well. We'll pleat all the fabric down to these 2 points. So we have pleated the fabric down, as you can see, and we have not attached the lining yet. And now we'll attach the lining. Open it like this and match the right side of the lining and the bodice. We are going to stitch the armhole. Sandwich the sleeve in between the lining and the bodice. Match the shoulder joint of the main bodice and the lining and pin here. This is important. And stitch the rest of the armhole from this side as well as from the other side. Stitch here. So we have stitched at the armhole. Now give a few notches and turn the right side out. For this, we will pull the back part from the front like this. Pull it from the shoulder. Now pull it out. And now you can see the armhole is nicely finished from the outside as well as from the inside, and the sleeves are also attached. So this is how it looks. We'll press it nicely and all the seams will set in place. I'll show you for the other armhole as well. So this was the sleeve we attached. Now open the bodice like this. Join the right sides of the lining and the main bodice like this. Sandwich the sleeve in between. Make sure to match the shoulder of the lining and the bodice. Pin here. And stitch the armhole here. So we have stitched the armhole. After giving a few notches, we'll pull the back bodice from the front part like this, and the right side is turned out. Now it is nicely finished from inside and the outside. Press very nicely. So I've pressed the armhole as well very nicely, and now this is how it looks. It's looking really very nice. Now it's time to stitch the sides. So join the right sides together and stitch the side. You can stitch from here as well, but for better finishing, for nice finishing, it's very easy. Just open the bodice like this. Join the main bodice to the main part and lining to lining of front and back like this, and stitch here. So I have attached the sides. As you can see here, it's looking really nice from inside and the outside. This is where we stitched, and it is nicely finished. No seam is visible from inside as well. Now our bodice is ready, and before attaching it to the skirt, stitch it at the bottom so it will be easy to handle the lining and the skirt. Now we'll attach the skirt to the bodice. This is the opening of the zip in the skirt. Match this to the opening of the zip in the bodice like this, matching the right sides together. Pin the zip openings. So pin it here and the other opening here. And stitch the bodice and the skirt at the waistline. Stitch here. So I have stitched the bodice and the skirt at the waist, and you can see there should be no gathers at the waistline because it is a circle skirt. Now we'll simply attach a zip. Place the zip under this opening here and top stitch from the other side as well. So I've attached the zip, as you can see here. It's looking very nice. Now our dress is ready. For its decoration, I'll attach a fabric flower at the center front. I'll upload a video for making of the fabric flower separately very soon. And this is the final look of the dress. I hope you like the video. It's really very nice. Must try it. And if you like the video, thumbs up. And if you've not subscribed my channel, make sure to subscribe and press the bell icon so you will get notification of every new upload. And thank you so much for watching.